Welcome to the Document Management Automation video series. Today's topic I will be covering is workflow and document approvals within the Webdocs document management system. Okay, let's get started. Webdocs has what we call a built-in workflow routing system built into the core application, which allows companies to be able to capture documents, but then also be able to put them into processes that they might need to enforce for regulatory and compliance reasons and approval processes. Webdocs built-in workflow system can be used for any kind of workflow that you have inside the organization that might be departmental-based. It also might be more of a document type-based workflow. The workflow system can be configured to have single steps workflows, or it could be multiple step workflows, and easy to change and update the workflows. So if I need to come in here and update a user, or change certain things that a certain person can do at a workflow step, it's all configurable from our interface here. If I need to add a step, it's as simple as drawing a box from that standpoint, and then creating an input line from the step that it can come from, and then creating an output line or output lines that that person would have capability to move that document to. And then they can double click on that and then configure that step to have different user or users associated to it. And then they can also allow email notifications if they want to be notified when something enters that route, and then also allow transfer to different steps, and then allow different kinds of securities on it at this point too, and what you want them to be able to do. Workflow also can stop bottlenecks inside of a process, meaning that we can set up time expirations measured in hours, days, and weeks, and configure those steps to be able to process them through the different steps in a certain allotted amount of time. So you can do those different kinds of processes and different kinds of steps. Now, from the user interface side of things, Webdocs is a web browser-based system. So they're logged in with their username and password. They're either their Webdocs username and password or their Active Directory or LDAP username and password to be able to access the system. Now, when accessing the system, each user that's part of a workflow is going to have what we call their own inbox capability. This inbox is going to give them access to pull open different kinds of documents that are inside their approvals. So you can see here, it shows you the document title, it shows you the routing process, steps, status, the time orders and stuff like that inside of here. If there's multiple people that can do approval on this document, you're going to get this little icon over here on the left-hand side, which shows multiple users. But then you can come into these and actually do the review process on these documents. So if I need to come in here and do a review of a document, I can click on a document inside of here and see this information and what I have access to do at this routing step. So I see my routing details, see the document details, and I also see the document. Now at this time, if it's configured to be able to have statuses inside of your document types, you'll have access to drop-down menus inside of here to be able to say approved, or hey, maybe I'm waiting for more documents on this one, right? From that standpoint. So we can do different things like that, and then we can add what we call secure notes to the document we need to here, and that those secure notes are secured down at the group level. So you can have different groups have access or not have access to certain things. But in some cases, you might want to, what we call mark up the document or use annotations on the document to be able to highlight certain things. So maybe there is a certain line item on this invoice here that you want to highlight, and you want to be able to call out some detail on it and stuff like that. So we can highlight it. We can put sticky notes on the document. We can put rubber stamps. We can draw check marks on the document. So there's a whole bunch of different annotation capabilities that the user has access to be able to do those call outs. Documents are fully audit and version controlled at this time as well. So any kind of changes made to the document during the workflow or updates made to the document, we are audit and version controlling this document at all times inside the system. So you have full capability around that from that standpoint. That's the end of today's video about the workflow and document approval that's built into the Webdocs system. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We can also schedule a live demonstration. Thank you for your time.